Alright, it's finally time to see what games are coming to Extra this month. Here we go. 4 minutes ago, I've been refreshing this like a madman. Let's go check it out. So these are the new games added to the PlayStation game catalog for November, and looks like Grand Theft Auto 5 is the headliner. Boo. So I literally told you guys this was gonna happen. 5 days ago, I said, how'd you feel about GTA 5 potentially returning to PS Plus for the third time? Every time it comes to PS Plus, it only stays for 6 months. What's the point of GTA Online if it's for such a short duration? So that is a big boo right there. I can't believe they're trying to give us GTA 5 for the third time. This is such an old game. Why is this the headliner? All right, let's jump through the other games on the list so we could do the short announcement. First game is Grand Theft Auto 5, sadly the headliner. Boo. The next game is Pacific Drive, Still Walks the Deep, Insurgency, Sandstorm, Thank Goodness You're Here, The Talos Principle 2, ooh, this is a good one, Monster Jam Showdown, MotoGP 25, and for premium, we have the Tomb Raider Anniversary. And that is it. All of these games will be available to play November 18th. So this is it, eh? This is what they're gonna tempt us with to renew our subscription during Black Friday. Is this really worth it? Oh my god. Anyways, if you enjoyed the short version, just drop a like right now for the algo. Let's move along. If you want the long version, we're gonna go through the gameplay, the ratings, as well as the runtime. So stick around to dig down deeper. All right, and before we move on, we just have to say that today is the 5-year anniversary of the PlayStation 5. And to celebrate that, we got 3 new announcements from PlayStation. First, you might have heard this last week, but PlayStation Portal can finally stream games, which means it can finally play games without the need for the PlayStation 5 to be on. So up to this point, the PS Portal was a glorified screen share, meaning that it used remote play. So it was just seeing what your PS5's monitor was seeing. But now, if you have PlayStation Premium, you have the ability to stream games from the cloud. So that means that the PlayStation Portal finally doesn't need the PlayStation 5. Or if you do have the PlayStation 5, that means that someone could be using your PlayStation 5 for a game or movies, and you could be using your PlayStation Portal for a different game at the same time. So that was from last week. Today, they announced a new PlayStation monitor. That's right, not even a Sony monitor. This is a PlayStation monitor designed for the PS5. But what makes it special? Well, look at this. You tilt this thing on the back and you can charge your controller on your monitor. How cool is that? I wonder how expensive this is going to be. And the last announcement was unexpected, especially coming from Sony. They have a cheaper PlayStation 5 coming. That's right, there will be a cheaper digital version, but the catch is it's only for Japan. It'll be priced at 55,000 yen, which translates to $355 US. The digital version on Best Buy currently is $499 US. So that's $150 cheaper for Japanese consumers. All right, let's jump into the games, and we're going to do the highest rated games first and work our way down. The first is GTA 5, and I'm not going to talk about it too much. All I'm going to say is the story mode, you jump between 3 different characters. Their lives intersect as they plan and execute increasingly high-stake heists while trying to survive pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. Also, there's online mode, but I wouldn't even bother about that because this game's going to leave in 6 months. So play this if you haven't already. It's already been out for the PS5, PS4, and PS3. You've had plenty of time. This is a waste of a spot, personally. It's going to take you 32 hours to beat the story. It has a 97, but who cares? That was like 15 years ago. I'm going to move on from this one. All right, the next game is a short game. It has a rating of 89, and you could get the platinum for under 5 hours. The main story takes only 2.5 hours. What's it about? It looks pretty silly. You play as a small, yellow, traveling salesman who arrives in the bizarre northern English town of Barnsworth. While waiting, you are constantly sidetracked by the eccentric locals, who greet you with the titular phrase, "Thank goodness you're here," and give you a series of increasingly absurd and surreal odd jobs to perform. It's an interactive slapstick comedy experience. experience. The gameplay is described as being between a platformer and slapstick, so they call it a slapformer. It's basically an interactive cartoon. The gameplay is intentionally simple and non-challenging. You walk, jump, and the main interaction is slapping, which serves as a multi-purpose action to move objects, solve simple puzzles, and talk to characters. The focus is almost entirely on the comedic timing, the dialogue, and the visual gags as you traverse the small interconnected town. It will take you only 2.5 hours to beat, so definitely play this one. Alright, the next highest rated game is the Talos Principle 2 with an 88 and a user score of 8.5. I played the first one and loved it. It's all about AI and being sentient and what it means to be alive. It takes about 20 hours to beat the main story and up to 38 hours for a completionist run. The story takes place in a thriving robot society that's set centuries after humanity's extinction. You play as the 1000th and supposedly final sentient robot. You're sent to a remote island containing a massive megastructure full of ancient technology and puzzles. These puzzles will challenge the robot society's core values and philosophical views on progress, civilization, and the remnant of humanity. The gameplay is mainly first-person puzzle. The core loop involves traversing beautiful open-world hub areas to find and solve self-contained puzzles. These puzzles require you to use various tools like connectors to redirect colored laser beams, just like the first one, portable fans, cloners, and even gravity manipulators. It features heavy philosophical themes explored through rich dialogue and discoverable text. I love the first one, but I don't think I'll have time to play this one before my subscription expires. The next highest rated game is Insurgency Sandstorm with a 78 and a user score of 8.0. This is a co-op or versus game, so we're looking at anywhere from 65 to 80 hours. But it's the type of game that doesn't finish. What's it all about? It's a gritty, team-based tactical first-person shooter set in a fictional, modern Middle East. It depicts intense close-quarters combat between two military factions. The game focuses on a brutal and realistic portrayal of war, emphasizing communication, objective capture, and a low tolerance for mistakes. Gameplay-wise, this is a hardcore FPS shooter. It aims for realism without committing to a military simulator. It features a minimal HUD, so there's no health bar or minimap. There's lethal ballistics, where most weapons can kill in 1 or 2 shots, and there's no instant respawns in many modes. The gameplay is fast-paced, high stakes, and revolves around objective control in both PvP and cooperative PvE against skill AI. There's no traditional campaign, so play this if you want a shooter that's doing something different. Pacific Drive has a Metacritic score of 79 with a user score of only 6.2. It can be beat in 21 hours if you rush it, or 48 hours for the completionist run. This is a first-person driving survival game set in a fictional, sectioned-off section of the Pacific Northwest, which has been ruined by mysterious government science. You play as an unwitting driver who gets trapped and forms a supernatural bond with an old station wagon. Your only hope is to use the car as your shield and lifeline, venturing out on run-based expeditions to gather resources, unlocking upgrades, and unraveling the unsettling mystery of this zone. The gameplay is described as a roguelite. Yes, not roguelite, road-lite. Get it? The core loop is driving out from the garage base, scavenging resources, avoiding otherworldly hazards, and racing against an aggressive map-closing storm to find a dimensional gateway back to safety. The car is your main tool and burden. You must constantly manage its fuel, battery, and numerous breakable parts. Doors, tires, panels, you name it. All the while, you're crafting new armor, gadgets, and equipment to survive even deeper runs. Very unique gameplay loop. Alright, the other curious one, it's called Still Wakes the Deep. It has a 74 with a user score of 7.5. It's officially a short game, so there's only 4.5 hours for the main story, and a completionist run is 8 hours. That's for the platinum. Let's jump into it. This is a first-person narrative psychological horror game. It's set in the mid-70s on a North Sea oil rig off the coast of Scotland. You play as an electrician who is trying to escape his past. After a catastrophic drilling failure, the rig is torn apart by an unknown Lovecraftian entity from the deep, turning the environment and some crew members into grotesque, monstrous horrors. You must fight for survival against the storm, the collapsing rig, and the unknowable threat. Gameplay is combat free, but it's a narrative-driven horror experience. It relies more on atmosphere, stealth, and evasion rather than fighting. The core gameplay involves navigating the increasingly compromised and flooding structure, solving light environmental puzzles, like fixing fuse boxes and operating machinery, and running or hiding from the mutated creatures. The focus is on the tension, the Scottish character drama, and the visceral, cosmic body horror. This sounds fun. Speaking of driving games, the next one is MotoGP 25 with a score of 78 and a user score of 6.1. I'm not going to spend too long on the driving games, I'm sorry. There's no such thing as main story, it's a driving game, so it could take forever. This is what it looks like, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Let's get to the next game, which is also a driving game. Monster Jam Showdown. It has a 70 and a 6.8. This game is also a driving game, so it's going to take forever. But here's the runtime if you're really curious. I'm just going to show a little bit of gameplay so you know what to expect, but I'm not going to talk about it too much. Sorry if I'm being elitist or whatever. So there you have it. Those are the games for PS Plus Extra coming mid-November, next Tuesday. What do you guys think? Is this worth it? I know a lot of people are thinking of renewing their subscription on Black Friday week. We don't know what the deal is quite yet, but it's probably going to be 25 or 30% off your annual subscription. So are these games worth it? Are they going to do it for you? Personally, I'm going to go down. If you saw my last video, you know that I'm not doing PS Plus Extra anymore. I'm going down to PS Essential so I can play all the monthly games that I've been ignoring the past 2 years. So click on that video if you're thinking of renewing and are feeling the same way. If you want to see what games are actually good on PS Plus Extra, click on the Every Good Game on PS Plus Extra. That's it for your weekly news. Subscribe if you want to get some more, and until next time, be a friend, and I'll see you again.